everyone. It's Mrs. Jenkins. It's our last poem type for this poetry unit. Okay. So we're going to go ahead and we're going to do free verse poems today. Super, super excited for this one. But we're first going to go over our last vocabulary term, which is open form on slide 12. Okay. So please go to slide 12 and we're going to do open form. We are going to just do the definition, not the example. Okay, so I did that way too big. We're gonna go ahead and do open form. So an open form is a poem of variable length. Okay, so that means it can be different lengths. It doesn't have to be a specific length. Okay, which can consist of as many lines as a poet wishes to write. Okay, so it can be any amount of lines or any way the poet wants to write it. Okay, and if you would just type in X for your example, okay, we're not even going to do that. All right, now we're going to go all the way to page or slide 49. So please go to slide 49. That's where our free verse starts. Okay, so free verse poem, we're going to read it together. I saw in Louisiana a live oak growing by Walt Whitman. I saw in Louisiana a live oak growing. All alone stood it, and the moss, hung down from the branches. Without any companion, it grew there, udding joyous of dark green, and its look, rude, unbending, lusty, made me think of myself. But I wondered how it could utter joyous leaves standing alone there, without its friend near, for I knew I could not. And I broke off a twig with a certain number of leaves upon it, and twined around it a little moss, and brought it away, and I have placed it in sight in my room. It is not needed to remind me as of my own dear friends, for I believe lately I think of little else than of them. Yet it remains to me a curious token. It makes me think of manly love, for all that, and though the live oak glistens there in Louisiana, solitary in a wide flat space, uttering joyous leaves all its life without a friend, a lover near, I know very well I could not. Okay, so all of our other poems that we've done have followed like a specific thing, like rhyming poems and things like that. This one, as you can see, it's kind of just random, right? Okay, it's kind of all over the place, which is okay, right? This is a free verse poem, which means that Walt Whitman had um, the opportunity to do it however he wanted. Okay, so however he wanted to make it sound. Okay, so let's go ahead and read about free verse poems. Okay, free verse. Free verse poems have no set form, rhyme scheme, or structure. So, like I just said, Walt Whitman took that and just did it how he wanted to. So it totally doesn't matter how you do this. This is your opportunity to just be creative and do it how you want to do it. Okay. Free verse poems do not follow the rules. They are an opportunity to play with words, structure, and form. You are going to write a free verse poem that is inspired by a photo that you have selected. Okay. You don't have to use a photo. You can use just things at home as your inspiration. It really doesn't matter. If we were to be doing this in class, we would have probably brought in a photo, but because we're, in this experience and things, I mean, if you want to write about what's happening in your life right now, absolutely do that. It's up to you what you want to do with this free verse, which is just so much fun. Okay. So you really get to be creative with this and do it how you want to. Okay. All right. So even though it says like, look at the picture you brought, again, you don't necessarily have to do the picture that you brought. You can just, or what that you have. Okay. You can do something around you. Just still follow this, describe whatever you're thinking about, whatever you're going to do your poem about. How does it make you feel? What story does whatever object or whatever item or whatever thing you're doing, how does it make you, what does it tell you? Okay. Tell me 5 descriptive words to explain it. What movement is there? And then name 3 colors and objects. Okay. So just kind of go based off that. Like I said, be creative with this, have fun with this, do it how you want to do it. Okay. There's no right or wrong way to do this. It's free verse. You really get to play with it and do what you want. Okay. So do it as however you want. I'm really excited to read them. All right. On slide 51. Okay. This is where you're going to do your free verse poem. Okay. I just want you to, erase this text, put in your poems. Okay. Um, do kind of your own thing. And like I said, just have fun with it. I'm excited to read them. Um, the other teachers and I usually share some of the poems that we read. They're really cool. So I'm excited to read your free verse poems. This is the one I've been really excited about. So make it pretty. I mean, if you want to add some color in there, I know some of you have already been doing that with your other poems. So by all means, make this as creative and awesome as you want. Okay. I'm so excited to read them.